The Cherry Orchard by Anton Chekhov. There were two major social classes in Russia. The aristocrats made up the first class, while serfs made up the second. The play The Cherry Orchard showcases the social and political transformation. Lyubov and her family represents the aristocratic class, whereas Lopukhin represents the serf class. The social and political situation of Russia in the early 20th century is the subject of this play The Cherry Orchard. Despite its gloomy themes of social change and the loss of life, the drama is full of hilarious situations, ridiculous characters, and amusing dialogues. The play mixes humor with sadness and shows that life continues despite change. Instead of focusing on loss, he gives light to the absurdity of life and how often people fail to take control of their own destinies, which could be the reason why Anton Chekhov believed and presented it as a comedy to the world. First of all, let's see the comical characters. Yepikadov, the clumsy and awkward clerk, is a frequent contributor to humor. In Act 1, he enters with squeaky boots and complains about the constant bad luck. His boots make an annoying noise every time he walks, and when he tries to act serious, he often stumbles or breaks something. Yepikadov is referred to as 2 and 20 misfortunes by the landlords and the fellow servants, since he constantly has mishaps. His bad luck is so extreme that it has become a running joke among the characters. Then absurd situations. Throughout the play, everyone expects Lopukhin to propose to Varya, but he does not. Despite many opportunities, there's a poignant scene where they are left alone, creating the perfect opportunity, but Lopukhin hesitates, talks about random things, and misses this chance entirely. Then, deep yet humor dialogues. The family is in deep debt, but instead of taking action, Lyubov keeps spending money on unnecessary luxuries. She throws grand parties just before the auction, ignoring the looming crisis. Her unexpected absurd behavior creates humor. A line said by Lopukhin brings out a great meaning. I quote, "My father was a peasant, my grandfather was a serf, but now I own the estate where they worked." Lopukhin, once a poor peasant, is now wealthier than the aristocrats who once ruled over his family. The humor comes from the irony of fate. The privileged Lyubov loses her estate while the former serf buys it. The drama's core themes revolve around loss, change, and nostalgia, making it deeply tragic. Below are some of the most tragical moments. Lyubov's painful memories of her lost son. I quote, "My dear boy drowned here, a little boy just 7 years old." She is suffering with the memories of her son, which symbolizes her inability to let go of the past. The auction and the loss of the cherry orchard. I quote, "Oh my dear, beautiful orchard, my life, my youth, my happiness, goodbye, goodbye." The cherry orchard is not just a land for her. It holds memories of childhood, family, and love. Losing it feels like losing a part of herself, representing the loss of her identity. The orchard represents the old aristocracy, and its destruction symbolizes the collapse of their privileged world. Themes like death and change. Fierce says, "In the old days, everything was different. The masters knew their place and the peasants knew theirs. Now everything's changed." Fierce is the oldest servant, represents the dying world. He also represents the feudal past of Russia. He mourns the loss of the old order where serfs served their masters without question. A comedy is written to make the audience laugh. The Cherry Orchard cannot be considered only a comedy because of its gloomy melancholy and dismal ending. The characters feel incredibly real because of the blend of the comedy and tragedy, which captures the silliness and the seriousness, joy and suffering. The Cherry Orchard is beautiful because it is like a mirror reflecting life in all its inconsistencies and complexities. In my opinion, The Cherry Orchard combines aspects of a comedy and a tragedy. Therefore, I believe it can be classified as a tragicomedy. The play has amusing characters and ridiculous situations and additions to theme of loss, the demise of the aristocracy, and change. Although Pischik's absurd financial schemes and Yepikadov's continuous clumsiness provide comedy, the final scene with the sound of the orchard being chopped down reinforces the theme of inevitable loss, making the play more tragic than comical. Chekhov's mix of lightheartedness and deep emotional moments makes the play a tragicomedy, where humor softens the weight of inevitable loss.